You're listening to the Voices of Recovery podcast. This is a special episode featuring a recovering addict.
Hi, I'm an addict in recovery, affectionately called Gigi, and today I am the host of Voices of Recovery podcast. I'm joined here today by Sophie X, your regular host and producer of the Voices of Recovery. Hey, Sophie.
Hey, girl.
What's going on, girl?
Oh, the tables have turned. Gigi's taking over, guys. Gigi done
Thank
took
you.
my job.
The gifts of opportunity, because I wanted to come back to the podcast.
Gigi, as soon as Gigi's episodes debuted, she's like, so when am I coming back? I'm like, Gigi, we have different readers every time. Gigi's like, what do you mean? I could read?
I could read and I could read well. Y'all know mother can read well. Don't even try it. Listen, all kidding aside, you've read the Just for Today and the SPAD for the end of the month of December, including your 2-year clean day.
Yes,
Congratulations, girl.
Thank you.
A day at a time.
Gigi, I feel like sometimes it was a minute at a time. You got me through some of the hardest stuff. Remember when I was in the wheelchair? When you and I connected when I was in the wheelchair. I was like unable to walk, unable to move, and Gigi was hosting the 24/7 meeting. And I kept reaching out and reaching out and reaching out. And actually, it was 7/11/24, your birthday and your clean date. And then that's the day that I got your number. I'll never forget it. I got your number that day, and we connected that day. And I always keep that number in my mind. I love you, Gigi.
Baby girl, I love you. You invited me back to the podcast to host so you can tell your story about illness and recovery, right? You shared a little bit in the past about suffering from a chronic condition. I believe Crohn's disease, right?
Yeah, Crohn's disease.
Crohn's
Yeah.
disease. Now you get to tell Sophie X your story about how you suffer and how it led you to recovery.
Yeah. You know what? I don't do a lot of suffering. I have suffered in the past, but I don't suffer today because I have a program. I have people that support me through it. I mean, everything from hospitalizations and people taking me to the hospital, picking up my medicine. Like, it was a very different experience before I got into recovery. Every single time I was alone in that hospital, I have not been alone since I came to this program. People are telling me, you need to go to the doctor, like checking in on me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have anybody to talk to about this. But being in recovery has turned that isolation and that desperation into an opportunity to connect with people in recovery for me. So I'm more than happy to tell this story. And it was just another opportunity to get you back on the podcast. So before we get to my story, tell me what's going on with Gigi. Give me the life update. First of all, spoiler alert, I am in a hotel eating some real good breakfast. And Gigi just asked me whether or not I wanted my syrup warmed. Like, we are in a different place. Gigi, tell me what's been going on with you.
Baby girl, I'm that bougie addict, right? Came here already, money, property, and prestige with a big drug habit, right? Because I was that chick. I am staying in a very lavish hotel here.
Very lavish.
Thank you so much, darling.
Very well lit, too.
Me and my 25 of my 34 Siamese fighting fish, right?
Oh, I walked into this hotel room. She's got 25 little tanks of Japanese fighting fish. You know you can't keep those fish together. They have to be in separate tanks because they will kill each other. She's got 25 of these little things all over. It's beautiful, and they all have different names.
All their names are
Volvo, Lamborghini, Genesis, Harley, Elantra. Like,
my newest baby is called Treasure. Treasure, right? Treasure is a Russian car, I believe, named Treasure. Like, one is too many, girl. 1,000 is never enough, right?
Gigi, I can't.
What other Siamese fighting fish could say that they stayed in a luxury hotel?
For real.
Okay.
25 of them, actually.
Right. The other ones are still at the house that had the fire.
Well, let me just update the podcast listeners. Last time we left Gigi joined us in the series on incarceration and recovery. And Gigi opened up the series talking about how she was being affected by her husband's drug addiction, and how she's going through this process of like separation. And he started using, unfortunately, relapsed, was going to H&I, carrying drugs. He got pulled over, facing real-time charges, real felonies, like jail time. And Gigi was telling her story about how she has been affected as a person who is clean, watching her partner going through all of this stuff. So, that's the last time that the listeners have heard from you, right? You were right in the beginning of that process.
And that's just what it is. It's a process, just like recovery. Recovery is a process, life is a process. You know, that surrender piece. God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. But when other people are involved, that gets very intimate, right? So, nevertheless, he, the spouse, because we no longer will call him the husband, he is the spouse. We are still in the process of separation and divorce. The spouse accidentally set the house on fire. So he decided that he was going to fry some food and he went downstairs and he forgot. Now, mind you, so check this out.
He's still using.
Still active in addiction, still using, levels out of this world, enough drugs in him for to have a whole party, right? But at any rate, I just finished a 5K walk. Yes, girl, mother is walking. Okay. Finished a 5K walk, had showered, changed, was in the bed sleeping, and I'm deaf. So I'm hearing this, the fire alarm go off, but it's continuous, continual. I open the door, black smoke everywhere.
Billowing black smoke.
Black, you can't even see. There's so much black smoke. He's downstairs. He forgot or whatever. I'm yelling. I'm screaming. Flames are.
He's not hearing this fire alarm?
Listen,
Oh my
I don't
God.
know about anybody else's addiction journey. I don't know what I was really hearing either. Like, you know what I'm saying? But he comes running up the stairs. The everything is on fire. The cabinet's on fire. The pots are on fire. He picks it up and he puts it on the floor. And it's a grease fire, so it shoots across. You can't just put water on it. We don't know what to do. Blah 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 blah. End of story. Kitchen is destroyed. But the rest of the house got so much smoke damage in it. Black, black, thick, thick smoke behind the walls,
The
insulation,
cabinets. Oh
everything.
my
The
God.
attic,
No, Gigi,
all the
no. No,
furniture.
how long have you lived in this house?
28 years.
Oh, Gigi. This is the house you raised your children in.
All the children.
Oh my
Some of the
And your
grandchildren were
grandchildren.
born there. Yes.
Gigi.
But can I tell you? So, me, because I didn't know what to do, when I lifted the skylights, created a vacuum that sucked all this smoke through the upstairs into the attic, the whatever.
Oh my God, and the rest of the house got damaged.
Yes, yes, yes.
Gigi,
And
did you
then
just
when
throw the whole house away?
they did, girl, wait, let me tell you what they did. The claims adjuster came, and the claims adjuster said, none of this stuff is any good. It cannot be cleaned. It cannot be repaired. We have to go against the fire insurance and reimburse you every bed, every sofa, every
You get a brand new,
laptop.
you get a brand new everything.
Wait, I get a brand new kitchen. I get a brand new bathroom. I get a brand new everything.
Why does God work in these ways? Like, you had to burn down your house to get you everything brand new?
No, no,
Gigi.
no, 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 no. But what he does is we talk about lost dreams awakening and new possibilities arising. When I came here to do the podcast with you, I was devastated.
Mm-hmm.
It was my end of the road.
Mm-hmm.
I was broken. And everything as we know it is subject to change, right? I believed that God didn't love me. I think I had shared that. I questioned how God loved me and what God felt for me and what I had done to be punished by God, why I was in this situation with the spouse, why nothing was working out. I was sick. I had fallen. I was homeless. I was hurt. I'm 60 years old, and this is what I'm facing. But everything that I knew it was subject to change because there's a power greater than me that knows my start from my end, my beginning to the ending.
God wrote the story. God knows the whole story.
What?
We're in the previews.
I wish somebody would send me the script. But anyway, so they came, they told me I can't stay there. I slept in the house. I slept in the house.
Burnt down house.
The house with the kitchen, the soot, the everything. What did I know? I'm coughing, I'm choking, I'm in the house. I don't know what
that's
to do.
so dangerous.
What did I know? I didn't know. What else was I going to do? He left. The spouse left to go do whatever he do on the weekend. I was just there. I slept in that for 3 days before the claims adjuster came. They said you have to go to a hotel. So if I didn't want to leave, I didn't want to leave my house. because of the activities that would still happen in my house.
Right. He still has people in that house.
Oh my God, people are
Yeah.
in and out all the time. You
It's
might
like a
say,
trap house.
yeah. But the problem is the pretense. The problem is, oh, these are my recovery friends that I met in recovery. Your recovery friends don't work. They show up at people's house 11:30 at night, leave 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. Girl, I won't even tell you about the hair I found in my bed. Okay, now,
Oh,
all right.
hell no,
Oh, girl,
Gigi.
this is our life. But you know what, Soph? Ask me if I used.
Did you use?
What'd you say? I didn't use. But ask me if I thought about using.
Did you think about using?
Why do you think I thought about using?
Why?
Because I'm an addict.
Right. Yeah. That never goes away.
It never goes away.
That never goes away.
I
Like
thought
our
the
first thought is like, oh, the clouds are out. I should smoke one up. You know what I'm saying? Like
not the clouds one. Tickets are, but my primary thought was what's gonna happen to my babies? You know, I've got these
the fish.
35.
So what's funny is I heard Gigi on the platform. She was sharing. She's like, the smoke, but my babies. She's telling this whole story, like, you know what I'm saying, with all this pain in her heart. But what really made me call her immediately in that moment was her being like, I don't know where to put these fish. I was like, Gigi, I got room. Bring them.
Yes, yeah. See, that's the fellowship. That's how we do things in the fellowship, right? I'll take them. I'll take them. 35 of them. Where am I going to go with them? But that's how fear almost gripped me out of the potential blessing. Because in my mind, I'm thinking dereliction and devastation. I'm going to be in a hotel in the red light district with people doing all kinds of shady things, right? I'm going to have nothing, no one, by myself, isolated, afraid. Like I couldn't see the benefits of recovery, that there was a power greater than me that would work this thing out and put me in an upscale hotel.
Upscale. Like, Gigi, this is crazy. Where I'm sitting right now is so beautiful. This hotel room. You have a lovely view outside. You have windows. You have a full length mirror. Gigi's a tall woman, okay? She needs a tall mirror, and she has more than ample space. She has enough space for Shaq to see his reflection up in here.
Listen,
It's nice in here. She's got an office in here. She's able to work. I see one, two, three computers right now, a large screen TV. Like it's insane. Like how God took you out of that situation where you're living, actively living with a person who's using, and said, I'm gonna burn it to ashes. Phoenix rising again from the ashes.
go on, girl. Go
Yes,
ahead.
Phoenix rising from the ashes and giving you this beautiful space to just be at peace.
Not to mention the indoor pool.
Not and the breakfast. I'm
Not to
eating the
mention the
breakfast right
breakfast
now.
every day, hot
Oh
breakfast.
my God,
Not to
hot,
mention the
hot.
fitness center.
It's amazing. The
Not
food
to
is so good.
mention the patio that every night has two of those fireplaces with the out fire pits. They like the fire pits every night. I listen to meetings out there.
Gigi, I'm gonna come over and chill here
I
now that you're
want you
here.
to come
This is
over and
amazing.
chill here, right? And let's do our step work together and study and
Yes.
read
Hotel,
together.
motel, Holiday Inn,
Come on now, do the
girl.
song, baby girl. But anyway, because I want to get back to you. I
Yeah,
want to
let's
get
get
back to
back.
you.
Let's get back. Sorry,
So
you know me. I just like to host.
it's but I am inspired because let me tell you what I saw when I met you on the screen when I believe I was hosting, maybe
You were hosting,
co-hosting
yeah.
at the time, and I heard you. This program is a program of attraction, right? I never saw you till I met you. I never laid my eyes on your beautiful self until I met you in person, and I didn't make the two connections even.
We met at the Saturday Night Live meeting in Westbury.
Yes.
Fern had invited you, Fern, who was my former sponsor and also on our show for our predecessor series. She had
Oh,
invited you. That's right. She had invited you, and she's like, "This is the addict affectionately known as Gigi." I'm like, "From the platform?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I
yes.
said hi to you, and you're just like, "Hi." You like didn't really know. I was like, "I'm
No.
the girl with the molecules. I'm the
Then
chemist."
I knew who you were, right? Because all I ever saw were these geometric figures, right? you
Those are
know.
called crystal structures.
Oh, the crystal structures. You hear that, family? Crystal structure. I might not be one of the brightest stars in the galaxy, just one of the cutest. But but when I saw you in this program of attraction, the first thing I thought is, what a beautiful young lady. She's so beautiful.
Thank you.
And you were keeping time, and I was so shy. I'm still
I
shy.
was. I was. I'm a timer extraordinaire. I'm like, thank you for sharing. You have one more minute.
Yeah, that's how it kind of went. Boop.
Sharing
And
is
I think I
caring.
came to get my first key tag. I'd never
You
had a key
did.
tag
You never had a
before.
key tag before. Exactly.
Never had a key
Exactly.
tag, and that was my very first in-person
In-person
meeting.
meeting. That's crazy, Gigi.
Wow, that and you know, I went back to get my 9 month. I
Mm-hmm.
went back
I
to
always
get
go back to get my key tag at that meeting.
yes,
Always.
I went to get my multiples because you know we
Mm-hmm.
have 2 years,
We
two
got to,
months, 2 years, 4 months now.
girl, I'm so close. I'm so
I
close.
can't wait to celebrate with you, Sophie.
Gigi's gonna be speaking at my anniversary,
I
actually.
cannot. I hope I don't cry. You know, I cry a lot now
You can cry.
because of my
It's a
vulnerability.
candlelight meeting. My home group is a candlelight meeting. We turn off all the lights. We get real close.
So
It's
I'm
real
gonna see
intimate.
you.
You're gonna see
I'm gonna
me.
shine a
I
flashlight
sit
on
right
you.
in the front.
Say, where the girls at?
Where the
Shine a
girls
light on her.
at? My
Shine a
girls
light
at?
on her. Where girl at? Shine a light on her. But you know, but in meeting you then and seeing you now and seeing your growth and your progression and seeing that you're such an intimate part of my recovery, right? We're celebrating. We're right behind one another. Let's go back to your experience with the hope and your journey, right? I'm not really sure what Crohn's disease is.
Crohn's disease is an autoimmune disease. And Crohn's, so for anybody that doesn't know what an autoimmune disease is, there are three types of major diseases. There is cancer, which is uncontrolled growth. There is infectious disease, which is a foreign body attacking you. And then there is an autoimmune disease, which is your own body attacking itself. And so mine is the latter, my own body attacking itself. My immune system, Crohn's disease is not well understood in the community. In general, autoimmune diseases are not well understood in the community, medical community, right? I'm speaking as like Dr. Sophie here. Essentially, my body attacks itself. And so Crohn's disease can manifest anywhere from the oral cavity all the way to from the entrance to the exit, right? The entire gastrointestinal tract is made up of different types of cells, which the immune system can decide it doesn't like, right? So imagine like you have a spot on your cheek that you just instinctively scratch and scratch and scratch and scratch and scratch. And when you get stressed, you scratch it even harder, scratch it even harder. So it's induced by stress, right? Imagine my immune system is the nails here, and the part of my cheek is my terminal ileum. That's the end of my small intestine. Basically, my small intestine is constantly being attacked by my immune system. And so what happens is holes open up in the GI tract. And that's a very dangerous thing because you know what goes through there? Doo doo. You know what I'm saying? Like that is filled with different types of microbes. And the microbes that we have in our gastrointestinal system are actually greater in number than the actual cells in our whole body because they're so small, right? If you're talking about like a scale difference, imagine like the size of a building versus the size of an ant, right? How many ants can fit in a building? Lots of them. And so that's what the bacteria are like. If that bacteria gets into anything through like a hemorrhage, it could kill you. So I've been septic multiple times. I actually spoke to little Christina, who was also affected by Crohn's disease on this podcast. And so she's had her own experience. And me having Crohn's, I didn't know I had it because I was telling doctors like something's in my food, and they thought I was just you know paranoid, watching too much YouTube, and I'm like, no, dude, something is in my food. It was like right around that time where like Monsanto was like the big, and I wasn't talking about Monsanto. I was talking about something. I was going to a nutritionist. I was trying to figure it out because I realized that it was something in my food. Mind you, I was drinking caffeine back then. You cannot have caffeine if you have Crohn's. I never really drank alcohol, in my adult age. I drank alcohol way before I was of legal age to drink, like many of us did. Um, that's really related to me, like coming out of the closet, right? Like I used alcohol as a way to like explore my sexuality, to just be like, oh, I was a little drunk and I kissed a girl, I liked it. But then after I came out, I didn't have that issue anymore, so I didn't really have a reason to use alcohol. Alcohol is a really bad drug
It
if you
is.
have Crohn's. If you have Crohn's, especially, oh my God, Gigi can kill you.
Really?
Oh yes, oh
But
yes.
what are the symptoms?
Of Crohn's,
Yeah.
intense pain. There are days where I can't get out of bed, like GI pain, like I am screaming, crying. I mean, I went back and looked at my medical records, and there were moments that I completely forgot. Like I was driving back from Los Angeles, going to San Diego, because I lived in San Diego for many years while I was doing my master's and my doctorate. And I was visiting my boy Lonnie, and we were driving back, and I just had this intense pain. I thought I was going to die. I had to pull over, and I'm reporting this to the student health, and They're just writing down psychological diagnoses. Yes.
From
And
abdominal pain?
yes. Yeah, they're just like, this girl's crazy. This girl's manic. This girl's, and most definitely I was using during those days. Do not
Oh,
get me wrong. Don't get me wrong.
okay.
But I was using to like manage this pain that I didn't know what
Was
was.
it like painkillers using
No,
or?
no, no, no. I only ever used marijuana, thank God. I never progressed into like, and mushrooms one time. Mushrooms were
Oh,
hilarious.
I like how only was in there.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is that I never progressed into pain medication. I
Oh,
did have interface with pain medication upon breaking my leg.
that
When
was a whole nother thing.
God, I now understand why people get addicted to opiates. My grandmother unfortunately died from this disease, and she was heavily addicted to alcohol and opiates. So both of the right, my having that history of my grandmother dying from this disease, I wanted nothing to do with alcohol. I wanted nothing to do with pills. So I was like, if it comes from the earth, I'll light it up.
Okay.
Basically it.
It's from the earth. It can't be that bad.
Light it up, roll it up, smoke it up. That was basically like my attitude.
Yes.
So essentially, let's go back. I started using when I was a kid. The first substance I picked up, like many of us, was alcohol. Right? It's like at the age of 12. We had a bar in our hotel in Rhodes, and my sister's godmother was the bartender, and she served everybody drinks, and she served me a little shot, and it was absinthe. And have you ever seen the Moulin Rouge, like the fairies?
Yes.
Girls, it was something akin to that. I didn't see a fairy. It wasn't Kylie Minogue as a fairy,
Uh,
but it was
uh,
something akin to that. I was like, la, la, la.
oh, wow.
And so when I, coming up older, we had a bar in my house. I was like, okay, I'll pour some drinks, put water in the bottle. We all did
Yeah.
it. We all did it. Drinking with my friends. And then, like I said, once I came out, it was done. I didn't need that anymore. But then I started driving, and so I couldn't be under the influence of alcohol because I'm the designated driver. I have the convertible. I got the girls in the car. I'm hanging out with the boys. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to
Right.
race cars. I used to drag race. Like I was
Okay.
not about to be drunk driving. At this point, I'm still in high school. So I'm still in high school, and I'm a 16-year-old with a convertible. Why? I don't know.
Wow. Thanks, Daddy.
Thanks, Dad. Dad tricked me. Dad made me think that car was going to my mother. He's like, "Oh, you're giving your mom a new car," and I was like, "Why are you getting her a convertible? She's not gonna be able to put the kids in the back here." And then he got it for me, which was amazing. That car, I just gave it away actually, like last year.
Wow.
I had it for a way long time. Anyways, since 2006, I had that car. Yeah, October 26, 2006, St. Demetrius Day,
Wow.
the day that my grandmother passed away many years later. So anyways, I ended up, you know, picking up pot, and it was introduced to me by the first girl that I was ever intimate with, and she became my best friend. And I remember at one point my dad found pictures of us smoking pot and kissing, and like beat the shit out of me.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
my God, Gigi was terrible. And then later, when I actually did come out to my family and told them, I was sleeping on people's couches. I didn't know if I was going to finish school. Thank God back then I was doing research, and my professors like saw something in me.
Okay.
I was using very terribly. I mean, it was a bad time. My professors basically created a job for me in my university to teach, and to write like manuscripts, like as a research assistant. We didn't have anything like that, so I was a teaching assistant and research assistant in an undergraduate institution that didn't have a space for that.
Wow.
So I was doing graduate level like activities, and then I remember crying. I thought I was going to go to medical school. I remember crying to being like, I don't want to do medicine. I want to do philosophy. I want to talk about Antigone and Homer in the Iliad.
Oh,
And my professor was like, my philosophy professor is like, Sophie, don't you dare. You go and get paid to go to school. If you get a PhD in philosophy, you're going to have a problem. You're going to get a doctorate of philosophy, PhD, right? Doctorate of philosophy. That's what it stands for. Philosophy, like philosophe doctoris. I don't know what the heck it is in Latin. And then you get to talk about whatever you want to talk about. Or you
oh.
have a PhD in chemistry. Go do that. And I'm like, okay. I done packed up my car. I drove cross country with my best friend. I drove the whole way. She couldn't drive. We were smoking the whole way.
Okay.
Girl, I basically moved to California just so that I could get pot delivered to my house, essentially. And it was great until it wasn't.
Okay.
It was great until it was not. You know what I'm saying? My life became quickly unmanageable. Like I was not performing the way I should have been performing. A PhD that I could have finished in 4 years, I ended up finishing in like 6 or 7.
Okay.
A master's usually takes you a year. I was in and out of mental institutions. I was So if you've ever heard of marijuana induced psychosis, that's what happened to me. They labeled me as bipolar. I was not bipolar. I was using drugs and lying to them and didn't tell them that I was using drugs. The entire time I'm suffering with these symptoms, going in and out of the hospital, in and out of like I always had a bag packed because I knew I was going to be in the hospital. That's the point that it got to. And I was undiagnosed with Crohn's. This entire time they're telling me you're bipolar, but take these meds, take these meds. And these meds are not working for me. I don't have depression, I don't have mania. I get into manic states when I'm really high, right? So eventually I finish my doctorate. I come back to New York. My plan is to move to Greece. COVID hits. I'm the only one that has a passport in my family, Greek passport. I end up going to Greece. And I start using it again.
In Greece.
In Greece.
Same drug of choice.
Same drug of choice. I end up getting locked up in a mental institution in Greece. Do you know what Haldol is?
No, what is
Haldol is a very intense antipsychotic medication, which is typically given to people who have psychosis, like really bad. Like I'm talking about, at high doses, it's being used for people who like to calm down and level out people who are homicidal, suicidal. Do you understand? And I'm just here smoking a little bit of pot, getting upset about this revisitation of this thing that I have buried causes me to have a mental break in conjunction with my using. I get committed to a mental institution, put on this medication that turned me into a vegetable.
Gigi. Oh, wow.
These medications were not for me. When I tell you, they had to bring me back home in a wheelchair.
Wow.
I couldn't feed myself. Thank God my mom's best friend was there to feed me on the plane. I couldn't bathe myself, Gigi. It was bad. And I was talking like this for months, Gigi.
As a result of the medication.
As a result of this medication. And mind you, it's my fault. I didn't tell them that I was using.
Okay.
So they misdiagnosed me because, fourth step. You know what I'm saying? The secrets we keep us sick.
Keep us sick.
And so finally 9/11 comes around of 2019. They end up putting me in the hospital. They gave me an antipsychotic, which brought me back. It was like next day I was Sophie again. But I went through an intense period of depression from this medication. Like this medication can induce depression when you're withdrawing from it, right? Both Haldol and the antipsychotic. And I wanted to die, Gigi. Mind you, this entire time I'm abstinent. Years go by. I'm living in Greece at this point. Years are going by. The only thing I'm using at this point is nicotine. I told you, if it comes from the earth, I'm rolling it up and I'm smoking it. That's the only thing I'm using at this point, but my life is still unmanageable.
Okay.
Saying I have this disease of addiction that I'm not treating, but I'm waking up 3 times in the middle of the night to smoke raw tobacco. Because in Greece, you can get a pack of cigarettes, you can get your Marlboros and your yada yadas, but we have raw tobacco. You know what I'm saying? So I'm rolling this shit, and it's potent. Mind you, when I used to smoke on raw tobacco leaves. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys are talking about Dutch masters and stupid shit. No, we're talking about raw tobacco leaves. Like, I am really about nature. Nature is my higher power. So I was in communion with my higher power, smoking, token. Like, that was me. You know what I'm saying? I was a fucking hippie. I lived on the beach. I've been homeless prior to my recovery. I lived on the beach. I surfed on the beach. I lived an amazing life. You feel me? Like, filled with music, right? I'm a musician.
What do you play again?
I play way too many instruments. I mean, lately it's really just the guitar and the harmonica, but I play a few Greek instruments. There's always some type of stringed instrument in my car. I think I play at this point, I've most recently counted 12 instruments, but I'm also on the spectrum, right? I got diagnosed late. So I was in an office, doctor's office, and I'm rocking. And the doctor's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, I'm fine. I just forgot my water bottle. Doctor's like, "What?" Like, I'm like self-soothing and stimming, right? And it was just one of those days where I had a lot of pain and I didn't have my water bottle with me. Spoiler alert, today I have an air tag in my water bottle. So I need to know where that is. I need to stay hydrated. Forgetting my watch will cause like little freakouts. And I have a problem with interpersonal communication.
Okay.
People misunderstand me all the time. I offend people all the time. And it looks like an emotional outburst. It is an emotional outburst, but it's tied to complex trauma.
Okay.
From years of physical abuse, right? Psychological abuse. My mom was very sick when I was young. And it's unfortunately, not well recognized in women what the symptoms of Asperger's are. So Asperger's used to be the name that we used for this particular diagnosis. But basically, they call it high functioning autism, which is bullshit because all autism is functioning, right? It's just that people function in different ways. But I was able to get a PhD. I was able to go through life. But I'm an expert in masking.
Okay.
Our disease has made us experts in this already, but being on the spectrum, I'm also able to mask. Thank God my mom put me in improv classes from the age of 4 or 5 years old, so I learned how to immediately put on a mask and become somebody else.
Oh, wow.
And so if you look up masking in women, right, masking is a much more prevalent thing in women because society demands that women present as prim, proper, there are certain things that are expected of women
Right.
in terms of behaviors.
Right.
And so I learned how to do that. Mind you, it's very difficult to diagnose somebody with autism as an adult, right? There's
Right.
no well-developed tests presently. It's a massive deficit within the community.
Right.
It is a neurodevelopmental disorder, and it is typically recognized throughout adolescence, right? Where kids are struggling to connect, where kids are struggling to develop at like their peers. And so I always thought I had some type of learning disability. It turns out I have something called dyscalculia, which is it's like this
Dyslexia?
it's like dyslexia but for numbers, right?
Okay.
So I thought I was stupid, but really it's just that I was seeing the 2 and the 5 and they were the same thing.
But yet you're a chemist.
Well, I learned how to adapt, right? So once I was able to name dyscalculia as a thing, I was like, oh, okay, I need to be really careful when I'm using my calculator. And I need to be like, when I'll read a number, if the number is 1357, my brain reads 5173.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy. It's nuts. So it made it very difficult to be, successful in school. But once I realized what those things were, I was able to combat them by cognition. Mind you, I'm using, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
right.
I got real creative with these solutions, but I got through it. I got through school. And you know what? I and many other people in academia was plagued by imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is I'm fooling everyone.
Okay.
I'm not as smart as I think I am. I'm a liar. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm putting on a show. I'm tricking these people into giving me this degree. You know what I'm saying? Gigi, if you read my dissertation, it is insane what I put on paper.
Okay.
And I wasn't copying anything. We didn't have ChatGPT back then. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like it was all written in code. Like it was a lot of work. And I'm still plagued by this imposter syndrome.
Okay.
And so this entire time, I still don't know that I have Crohn's.
Okay.
I'm just suffering in pain. I'm just using. I'm waking up in the morning using, going to school using, da, 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 da. And finally, I get hospitalized after eating some real spicy food. I tell you, I love spicy stuff. If you put a line of cayenne pepper on a table, I would probably either roll it up and smoke it or snort it. I fucking love that stuff.
You love it. Okay.
And I've never snorted anything in my life, for the
Right.
record.
Right.
I just love it. I love spicy stuff, and I cannot have that as Crohn's. Well, I went and got some spicy food, and the next day I ended up on the bathroom floor.
In pain.
My homegirl, right downstairs from the Black Resource Center at UCSD. I used to have all Black friends. By the way, Gigi's Black.
Oh, surprise.
Surprise! Surprise! It's an anonymous podcast, but just so you know. So I'm downstairs from the Black Resource Center, and my homegirl just calls the ambulance. I go to the hospital, and they're just like, "You have Crohn's." I was like, "What?" Like years ago, they were like, on my first internal bleed, "Oh, it's probably polycystic ovaries. It has to be a woman thing." Like,
Okay.
oh, it's probably an STD. I'm like, I'm not sexually active, people.
Okay.
Like I'm not.
Right.
I don't have a person in my life for me to just pop up and have whatever you think this is, syphilis. I don't even know what the thought it was.
All right.
Like I'm not sexually active, but they're throwing things that have to do with sexuality, that have to do with being a woman at me, making me think that that's what my issue is. Psychological, you're overreacting, you're manic, you're this. Instead of giving me a fucking colonoscopy, give me a colonoscopy.
Okay.
When they went and gave me a colonoscopy, sure enough, I had this terrible disease. They put me on some steroids. I start like pissing blood. It was terrible. I was in so much pain. The steroids messed me up. I can't even take steroids.
Okay.
If I take steroids, I have to take them intravenously under the care of like a 24/7 staff, because I
Okay.
have terrible reactions
Reactions.
to them. I can't take antibiotics. It's very bad. And of course, what do you need when you have an autoimmune disease?
Right.
You need immunosuppressants.
Right.
So that makes me sick all the time. So I'm more susceptible to bacterial infections. So I get diagnosed in 2019. I didn't come into recovery until 2023. That's 4 years of abstinence, mind you. Right? I'm abstinent at this point. I'm abstinent for 4 years. The only thing I'm using is nicotine. But it got to the point where now I'm being evaluated for chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD. They're telling me, because I have terrible asthma, you're hearing a raspy voice because I had a bad asthma attack yesterday from a crazy story that I'm not going to tell on
That
this podcast.
story. That
You can
story.
call me if you want to hear that story.
That was the
That was
story.
it.
We kept going up and down the same elevator because I kept listening to your story.
Couldn't even push
I
the right
couldn't push
button.
the
She was
right
like, we're on the
button.
4th floor. Fuck.
What?
So the doctors are telling me in 2023 that I might have COPD. And I'm just like, what do you mean? As soon as I left the doctor's office, I lit up a cigarette.
Of course.
What?
It didn't
Because I'm an
matter.
addict, right?
Right,
I'm an
right.
addict. So what brought me into the rooms was not the years of unmanageability of using.
Okay.
Was not the multiple, stays in a psych ward. Was not the history of this disease killing my grandmother, right? Was not any of those things. It was the fact that I couldn't breathe. I didn't have air. And so I woke up one day and I was like, I'm not going to do this anymore. Actually, I had a bad asthma attack just like last night. I had a bad asthma attack and I just couldn't breathe anymore. And Gigi, I remember getting down on my knees and surrendering and just saying, God, help me. That was the first time I asked God for help. Like, God, take this from me. I didn't realize that was a surrender until like 2 days ago when I heard somebody describe it that way.
Okay.
I'm on my knees. I'm praying, God, help me, please. And the next day I got on and I found the 24/7 meeting.
Wow.
Yes, Gigi. And you know that the 24/7 meeting is the exact reason why I started this podcast, right?
I did not know
The
that.
24/7 meeting, I wanted to showcase the people that do service in our area, because NANA 24/7 used to be Nassau Area Narcotics Anonymous.
I did not know that.
Yes, NANA 24/7. It started during COVID, and people in this local area, Nassau County, Long Island, New York, basically banded together and created a 24/7 platform for people to do service. People like Big Mike, Jillian, there's a bunch of people who, I'm not going to use their full names, but they started this platform.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
a lot of people that have been involved with this. That's how I met you. You were one of the inspirations. Remember, you're the first person I called. I said, Gigi, I want to do this and I want you to be on the podcast. You couldn't do it that month, and we ended up doing it in the month of July. And it was perfect because you read on your clean date. But really, the goal of this podcast is to not only highlight the stories and the voices of the people who keep the rooms open, but to make these readings accessible to people. There are people who are blind, who can't see. There are people who can't read. There are people who don't have access to the books. There are people who only really take in media from their phones. So I wanted this to be accessible to people in like short little, bite-sized readings. And there's actually a gentleman in my local area who is blind. He has a seeing eye dog. And I wanted to make this podcast for him so that he can partake in these beautiful readings in a way that is comfortable for him, right? He lost his sight as a result of using.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And so, it's been such an amazing process. I have, at this point, nearly 2 years clean. I have a sponsor. I'm doing service. H&I is my favorite thing. Going into a hospital or an institution and speaking to somebody. I really love committee work. I love working with other addicts, people that have more experience. I cannot wait to delve into the traditions. I cannot wait to delve into the concepts of service and learn these things intimately. And thank God we have so much literature. You spoke about that on your...
I love our literature. I love our literature.
Our literature is amazing. But like aside from the daily readings, like we have a lot of really good tradition works and books, and I'm just so grateful, Gigi. I'm grateful that I found this program because, like I said, I haven't had to be hospitalized alone. Most recently, I went into remission for my Crohn's.
Wow,
I went into
congratulations.
well, spoiler alert, it's back.
Oh, okay.
Do you see this IV lead that was in my arm? I got
okay.
yeah. So I was in remission.
So is it something that triggers it? Is it something that sets it off?
It's definitely stress.
Stress.
I was living in Greece for a long time. I came back here. I don't see any mountains anymore. I'm
Okay.
not I'm not able to go and just chill and watch the moon rise whenever I
Okay.
want to, across the street from my house. It's a living condition change. I'm happiest when I'm in Greece. I'm committed to staying here at least until June of 2026, 6/26.
Okay. Is that
To
because of your employment?
Just because of the podcast, basically. I want to finish
Oh,
out the
okay.
year. I made the commitment to finish a year of the readings. Yeah.
Oh, we're so thankful for the podcast. How has the aspects of your recovery, would you say, the most important aspects? What are the most important
For
aspects?
me, it's the literature. I'm a reader. I like to read. And the reason why I started this podcast is because I wanted to get more intimately connected with the literature, and it has helped me become a different person. I mean, I don't promote this podcast. I don't. There's no advertisements out there. I'm not taking money from people. If people
Mm-hmm.
want to donate, I'm donating it right back to the 24/7 meeting. You know what I'm saying? Like it's this is my passion project, right? I get to listen to other people read,
Mm-hmm.
right? I get to listen to other people tell their story, but I make meetings, you know what I'm saying? I make like at least 3 meetings a week.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm doing a lot of 24/7 meetings, a lot
Mm-hmm.
of online meetings, but also in person meetings. I'm
Mm-hmm.
traveling a lot. Right now, I mean, the success of this podcast is insane.
Mm-hmm.
We are at over 5,000 streams
Wow.
in 47 countries at this point.
Wow.
I'm talking United States, United Kingdom, Canada, Ireland, South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, Greece, Malta, Russia, the Netherlands, Brazil, Puerto Rico, Sweden, Denmark, Poland, Israel, Kenya, Germany, Thailand, Argentina, Colombia, Portugal, Mexico, India, Bulgaria, France, Saudi Arabia, Belgium, Spain, Italy, Pakistan, Turkey, Netherlands, Jamaica, Fiji, Luxembourg, Trinidad and Tobago, Finland, Egypt, Slovakia, United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Turkey, Ukraine. It's an international disease.
Mm-hmm.
We all have this disease,
Mm-hmm.
right? It doesn't discriminate
Mm-hmm.
based on language, based on race, based
Mm-hmm.
on, addiction is so universal. It's affected so many people.
Mm-hmm.
And there are places that don't have the access to meetings that we do.
Wow.
And so that's why I did this.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not my favorite voice to listen to.
Oh, we are.
That's
We
the
love your voice.
Thank you, but I like to listen to other people's
Mm-hmm.
voices.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a singer, but anytime I get the opportunity to collaborate with another
Mm-hmm.
musician, that brings the most joy to my
Mm-hmm.
heart. So I don't want to center myself in this. I only did this to talk about what it's like to have a chronic disease and to really say thank you to my listeners. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Like the Voices of Recovery has been such an amazing thing for me to partake in.
Mm-hmm.
It's given me purpose. I have no idle time, Gigi. I'm not sitting on my phone. I don't have social media. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? I don't have Instagram. I make my time
Mm-hmm.
productive in a way that's service oriented, and I'm so grateful for
Mm-hmm.
it.
What actually led to your recovery, though?
So, right, there's a difference between abstinence and recovery.
Right.
My life was unmanageable. I was unemployed. I couldn't keep a job. I was fighting with people. I was fighting with my family. Like, I was in relationships that weren't serving me. And I kept hearing people on the platform say, I want to change. It changed my life. This
Mm-hmm.
program changed my life.
Mm-hmm.
It saved me, a life beyond my wildest dreams. And I was like, attraction. You know what I'm saying? They weren't promoting anything. They're like, Narcotics Anonymous will guarantee you and do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I heard them read the steps, and every single one of the steps had the word we in it.
Mm.
We're the only fellowship that has the word we in every single step.
I didn't know that.
Now you know.
Mm.
Now you know.
Mm-hmm.
Fact check me. Call me. Email me at voicesofrecoverypod@gmail.com if I'm wrong. We're the only one. We admitted we were powerless.
Yes.
We came to believe in power greater than ourselves.
Right.
We made a decision.
Right.
Turn our will and our lives over. You know what I'm saying? So it's we until 11. And then the 12th step is all about giving it back.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
We practice these principles in all our affairs, and we give it back to the newcomer. And so I wanted that spiritual awakening.
Mm.
I wanted, and I've had so many in recovery. So many. Like, look, I have goosebumps.
Mm-hmm.
I have goosebumps. I've had so many in recovery. My life
Mm-hmm.
is different. I'm gainfully employed today.
Mm.
I have friendships that are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful. God has blessed me
Mm-hmm.
in immaterial ways.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Immaterial ways.
Mm-hmm.
And I I decided to recover, right? And to put myself on the path of recovery because I wanted to be the best version of myself that I could be. You know, being abstinent for as long as I was on mind and mood altering drugs, I basically put down the cigarettes, right? 2 years ago. And the only thing that I'm doing is counting clean time. Right. I'm just counting time in this program. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm counting my abstinence time, it's much more time than I actually count. But I wasn't practicing a program then. I wasn't making meetings. I didn't have a sponsor. I wasn't doing, you know what I'm saying? Like I want my life to be dedicated to the service of this program because this program, I see how many lives it changes.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like this program changes you. This program is revolutionary. And so I want to give back because and you know this program didn't reach my grandmother before she died. And I want this program to reach the next person's grandmother, the next person's mother, the next person's daughter, the next person's, you know what I'm saying? And so if I can be part of this, the furtherance of this program, then I will. So many people can relate to being in the program for years and years and having decades clean and being addicted to social media. You know what I'm saying? Being addicted to their phone, being addicted to X, Y, and Z. This disease will never leave you. Once an addict, unfortunately, always an addict. It cannot be cured. However, it can be arrested at some point and recovery is then possible.
Right.
So as far as my disease was at its baseline, it's Crohn's disease, which of course affects the mood if you're in pain, right? But also it was also Asperger's, right? Being on the spectrum, I'm just different. You know what I'm saying? I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm just different.
Wow.
Yeah. So I got these labels of bipolar and anxiety and I don't suffer from those things today. And you know how I know that I don't suffer from these things?
How?
Because I have gone through all the proper channels. I have tried, you know, hospitals. I've tried medical doctors. I've tried medications on my own, right? On my own. I have sought out therapy. I do therapy every week. You know, I've had active therapists, and my therapist is like, I don't see the bipolar.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I don't see in the moment, maybe in that hospitalization for that week, you were in a very bad PTSD episode.
Okay.
Right? And it looks like it could be mania, but there's so many things that can overlap and make you misdiagnose somebody. And bipolar is everybody's favorite label, right? If you're too happy, if you're too sad, boom, you're bipolar. You know what I'm saying? Boom, you're not bipolar 1, you're bipolar 2, bipolar 3. There's so many different versions of it. And really it's because all these things are a spectrum.
Okay.
But even if I was bipolar, I tried all those medications. I was like, give me antipsychotics, give me anticonvulsants, give me, you know, give me mood stabilizers, give me antidepressants. I tried all of these things, Gigi. And it wasn't until my therapist looked at me and said, you didn't tell the doctor? Girl, you're an addict. You're not bipolar, you're an addict. You had a problem with drugs. And I was like, what do you mean I had a problem with drugs? They're like, yeah.
The honesty piece.
Hospitals, institutions, and death.
Wow.
That's where it brings you to the bitter ends. And so I came to this realization many years later. Thank God I did. You know, today I accept that I'm an addict. Always will be. Today I don't have a problem with using drugs. Tomorrow I might want to use. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
But I don't have to use today. I don't have to use tomorrow. I don't have to because I have this program. I have the fellowship. And I love, love, love Narcotics Anonymous so deeply, so deeply, so deeply.
I love being able to sit here with you. I love being able to see the light in your eye and the colors that you generate, right, in your recovery. This is a program of attraction, not promotion. We hear you on the Voices of Recovery. We hear you that addiction does not know race, it doesn't know diagnosis, it doesn't know gender, it doesn't know religion, it doesn't know age, it doesn't know creed. We're all the same. Sophie, thank you so much,
I
my
love
love.
you,
I love you so
Gigi.
much.
I love you.
I love you like a fat kid likes dessert, and that's me. We all know I'm that skinny white chick caught in a thick black chick's body, thicker than a snicker, and I'm always gonna be here. You know, our literature teaches us that it is only through understanding and application that they work. And if nobody else tells you today, I want to tell you, baby girl, recovery sure looks good in you. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, Gigi. I love you. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for, you know, trying to shine the spotlight on me, although I didn't want to talk about it. But
we need you. We
I
love you, and we need you.
I need you too, Gigi. I need
And we
you.
need you, and especially you to keep coming back and don't use no matter what.
The Voices of Recovery podcast is an independent production of the Works of Wisdom. We welcome your questions and donations via PayPal at voicesofrecoverypod@gmail.com. This podcast is an independent production and is not affiliated with, associated with, authorized by, endorsed by, or in any way officially connected with Narcotics Anonymous or any of its subsidiaries or affiliates. While NA literature may be read during episodes for the purpose of supporting recovery, such use does not constitute an official endorsement or representation by Narcotics Anonymous. In accordance with NA tradition, the NA name is not to be used to endorse or be affiliated with any outside enterprise, and no such endorsement or affiliation is implied. Music is by Sage. Thanks for listening to the Voices of Recovery podcast.